components with the convenience of an online store. Buying components shouldn't be difficult, and we want...
Oh, is it a tech link video? What's it about?
It's the same thing we do every day, Riley. It's just read the tech news.
Tech news? Oh, I love that stuff. So where do I look?
I hate you. I hate you so goddamn much.
AMD has officially announced 3 new XT variants of existing Ryzen 3000 series processors. The chips were rumored for some time to release this week, so I guess the announcement validates those who risked life and limb to get us this information early. We salute you for our lack of impatience. The lineup consists of the 6-core Ryzen 5 3600 XT, the 8-core Ryzen 7 3800 XT, and 12-core Ryzen 9 3900 XT. Each processor has a boost frequency around 100 to 200 megahertz higher than their non-XT counterparts and are listed at the same MSRP.
It's free real estate.
So this is basically the Ryzen version of NVIDIA's RTX super strategy. Now, another rumor was flying around saying that because AMD's Ryzen processors don't really have any compelling competition, cut to Intel shedding a single tear, AMD would delay the upcoming Ryzen 4000 desktop processors to next year. But AMD came right out and said that ain't true, buddy. Zen 3 CPUs are still on track to launch in late 2020, so you don't have to reschedule your Intel bashing party.
We don't deserve AMD.
They're so good to us. Apple is the target of fresh scrutiny over the monopolistic way it handles its App Store, as the European Commission has announced 2 antitrust investigations into the tech giant.
Fresh scrutiny.
The cases are centered around complaints from Spotify and ebook app Kobo, claiming that Apple's 30% cut of App Store revenue amounts to anti-competitive behavior. Apple has also been accused of pressuring developers of a paid email app called Hey! Anyways, they pressured the developers to add an in-app subscription option instead of a website-based sign-up so Apple can take their cut. Apple reportedly threatened to remove the app if the developers didn't comply, even though some other apps aren't held to the same requirements. Other developers are speaking out against Apple's practices, with Epic Games calling the App Store a monopoly, and Tinder parent company Match Group saying Apple squeezes industries, and not in the good way. We'll have to see how the investigations shake out for Apple, but they're a $1 trillion company now, so I'm sure they'll be fine either way. And for the first time, a video game has been approved as a prescription medical treatment. Take that, Mom! That's right, a game called Endeavor RX, developed by Achille Interactive, can be prescribed as one way to treat ADHD by the Food and Drug Administration, even though video games are neither of those. But are you a food scientist, James?
I'm a tasty beverage.
Didn't see that coming. Endeavor RX is an iPad and iPhone game, and Achilles says that 7 years of clinical trials show the game improves attention function in kids aged 8 to 12 when played for about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Awesome! Now we just have to make video games that fix everything else that's wrong with us. Like, why do I feel sick every time I eat a whole pizza? Is there a video game for that? Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by the Drop PC37X gaming headset, a collaboration between Drop and Sennheiser. It's got an open back design with drivers from the classic HD 598 and
Wasting time finding the right component?
With Smart Search, finding the right component is easy.
In April of 2017, only 1 month after the release of the Nintendo Switch, while many consumers felt that the 3DS line's end of life had arrived, Nintendo doubled down on the 3DS line and randomly announced a new handheld, known as the new Nintendo 2DS XL. Priced at $149.99 US, the 2DS XL takes the new 3DS XL and removes some features, but with the added performance boost of the new XL line, meant that the 2DS XL is a significant boost in performance over the earlier slate model, the Nintendo 2DS. The Nintendo 3DS lifespan has been going strong for over 9 years, selling over 75 million units combined across all product lines. But it's 2020, and it's fair to say that the 3DS product line days are numbered. The 2DS XL in 2020 is the only handheld available in stores, and it's still being manufactured, but that may change quickly. You see, Nintendo have slashed the price of the Nintendo new 2DS XL to $99 US, and I suspect that it will be discontinued by year end. But for now, it's still available, and at $99 for a brand new Nintendo new 2DS XL, it makes for a compelling handheld to pick up to mod for homebrew and emulators. So I ended up picking up a Nintendo new 2DS XL from Walmart for $99. Now, these little systems make amazing little homebrew and emulation devices, and we're going to show you how to mod one of these things and show you the capabilities of a 2DS XL and just how good they are for emulation purposes. For $99, this thing is an absolute awesome little device. Today's video is brought to you by Raycon and their E25 earbuds. I gotta tell you guys, as many of us are working from home right now, between YouTube and other things that I'm doing, having music or a podcast to listen to has always been a part of my workflow. Good earbuds is a pain point for me. You see, my phone is a Pixel 2, and the Google Pixel earbuds are so laughably bad that I've been looking around for something new. The Raycon Everyday E25 earbuds are less than half the price of the Pixel earbuds, and they sound absolutely awesome for both music and podcasts. And the cool part is, while I work from home, the E25 earbuds give me 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. So if you're looking for good quality earbuds with great sound at an affordable price, check out the Raycon E25s, and for a limited time, if you go to buyraycon.com/MVG, you'll get 15% off your order. Check out the links in the description below to order. Once again, big thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Last year on the channel, we reviewed Homebrew on the Nintendo 2DS. The Slate device was great as a modded system, but it struggled with some of the more demanding applications. For example, Zash 3D, the port of Half-Life, while worked, had slowdowns and performance issues throughout. Impressive as it is to see Half-Life running on an aging handheld like the Nintendo 2DS, it wasn't a particularly great experience. However, the Nintendo new 2DS XL has the same increased specifications as the new 3DS XL to allow these applications to get the boost that they require. It runs the same ARM 11 and ARM 9 CPU, but instead, on the ARM 11 core, the clock speed can run up to 804 MHz as compared to 268 MHz of the original 2DS. It also adds 2 additional cores and 2 additional vector floating point cores. There is 10 MB of VRAM on the new 2DS XL as compared to 6 on the older model, and system memory has been increased to 256 MB of RAM as compared to 128 MB on the older models. There's also additional L2 cache on the CPU. Overall, these offer nice performance increases that should really help with homebrew on the new 2DS XL. So let's get down to the business of modding this device, but before we do, there's a few things that we need to be aware of. First of all, like any other system in the 3DS line, the new 2DS XL is backward compatible with the Nintendo DS, and the inclusion of the second ARM 9 processor is used to manage this. You can load and play any old DS game on this handheld just fine, but playing games in DS mode essentially puts you in a sandbox that's walled off. One trap for many people that want to mod their Nintendo 3DS or 2DS XL is to use something like the R4i Gold card. You may see these on Amazon and other reseller sites, and you may be thinking, I can just get one of these cards and load my emulators and ROMs on, because they all claim to be compatible with the Nintendo DS, DSi, and 3DS. This means they should work with the 2DS XL, right? Well, they do, but here's the catch. It's very important to keep in mind that a card like the R4i Gold works in DS mode only, so you'll never get access to run native 3DS or 2DS homebrew, and certainly not take advantage of any increased processing power of the new 2DS XL. But the good news is, you don't need to spend a penny modding a Nintendo new 2DS XL. It's free and it's simple to do. If you want a comprehensive, very easy to follow step-by-step guide that describes every single step that you need to perform, and one that's always updated, check out the website 3ds.hacks.guide, easily the best resource for modding any handheld in the 3DS line. To demonstrate this, I ended up modding my new 2DS XL. This system here is running 11.3, so I followed the guide for 11.3, which directed me to an exploit known as Seed Miner. This process involves dumping the DSiWare exports via an exploit of the DSiWare management section in the settings application. But for this to work, the system's encryption key is required to build that DSiWare file. And for this, you need to use Seed Miner, an application which will generate the key for you. This takes a powerful GPU. In other words, you'll need your PC to do it. But once this is done, you can then exploit the new 2DS XL, and this entire process took me around 15 minutes from start to finish. But the result was a modded new 2DS XL ready to play some cool homebrew and emulators. And with that, let's take a look and see what this system is actually capable of. So let's start with the big one, Nintendo 64 emulation. That's right folks, you can emulate the N64 on a new 2DS XL thanks to the amazing work by Master Fies and the emulator known as Daedalus X64, which is a port of the PS Vita version, which is still in very much early alpha or the experimental phase. But what's here is already very promising. Featuring an ARM Dynarect compiler, save state support, the ability to change aspect ratios, and much more, this emulator absolutely rocks. I tested Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, and F-Zero X, and while the emulator does hiccup and stutter at times, it's an impressive effort, and I can't wait to see where the development takes us. Considering N64 emulation has been a thorn in many a system's side, seeing it run on a $99 new 2DS XL is an absolute joy. IO Quake 3DS is a Quake 3 and Quake 3 Arena port to the Nintendo 3DS. I covered this one in my previous 2DS video, but admittedly, it struggled to run very well there at times. But on the new 2DS XL, it absolutely flies at excellent frame rates. The controls are snappy and overall it's a great handheld experience for Quake. One thing though that would make it cooler is gyro controls, but as it stands I can't nitpick too much. I'm very impressed with this port, and it's one of the better 3DS ports on the system. PlayStation 1 emulation is a bit of a mixed bag, but it's worth talking about. Right now, the best way is via PC SX Rearmed running under RetroArch. This emulator has had improvements to its core in recent times that's helped it run at good speeds, and the list of games that run at good speeds is slowly improving. The classic Ridge Racer performs at full speed and is a joy to play on the new 2DS XL, but sadly something like Spyro the Dragon struggles with slowdown. But hopefully we will see 3DS specific optimizations applied to PlayStation 1 emulation and see it improve in quality. If you're familiar with PS1 emulation on the 3DS, let me know what games you've tried and what games you've had success with, as I'm interested in seeing more. Zash 3D, the port of Half-Life, struggled on the Nintendo 2DS, but with the added RAM and processing power of the new 2DS XL, it's a great experience. Half-Life on a handheld is the stuff of dreams, and this is a thoroughly fantastic way to play the game all over again. There are some lengthy loading screens while the next section of the game is pulled into the new 2DS XL system RAM, but this is a minor nitpick, and once again a very impressive port by Masterfies, and one that I absolutely recommend you check out if you are interested in modding your new Nintendo 2DS XL. One of the coolest things about emulation on the 3DS line is the dual screens. Most computer-based emulators like the Amiga or Commodore 64 rely on keyboard presses to get past certain screens, and having that virtual keyboard located on the touchscreen makes computer emulation a dream. UAE 3DS is an experimental Amiga emulator for the 3DS line that's still in early development. While it has bugs, I expect them to get fixed over time, and this emulator shows great promise. And another great computer emulator is Vice 3DS. The classic C64 emulator is running on the Nintendo 3DS line. The virtual keyboard on the bottom screen makes this one of the better ports. There's no messing around trying to find the right button to locate the virtual keyboard. It's great stuff. Uridium and International Karate on a handheld never looked and played better. RetroArch on the Nintendo 3DS runs as you would expect too. I tested Nintendo Game Boy, Sega Mega Drive, Super Nintendo and some Street Fighter Alpha 2 arcade games using Final Burn Alpha, and they all ran great. The only issue I really had here was the time that it took to load the libretro cores, usually taking over 20 seconds or more, but when you're in or playing, everything looks and plays great. So in conclusion, there's so much more to homebrew on the Nintendo new 2DS XL that I can't possibly cover it all here. There's lots of utilities, homebrew games, applications and more, and I've only scratched the surface at what's possible. And that's what makes the 3DS scene so awesome. It's very much alive and well in 2020, and with a $99 new 2DS XL, it makes for a compelling reason to go check it out, and I can certainly recommend it. So there you have it guys, that is the Nintendo new 2DS XL, and if you made it to the end of this video, I've got some really good news. We're going to be giving away this very system that you saw in this episode to one lucky winner. All you need to do is get entered in the link in the description below, and good luck. I'll be drawing the winner in about 2 weeks from now, so get yourself entered and good luck. And for those people that are wondering, yes, I do ship systems overseas, so feel free if you are from overseas to enter this competition as well. In fact, the last 2 winners, I ended up giving away a Nvidia Shield TV as well as a PlayStation Vita. Both of those winners were actually from overseas countries, so feel free to enter if you're from anywhere around the world, and good luck. We'll be drawing a winner out in about 2 weeks from now. Well guys, I will leave it there for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, you know what to do. Leave me a thumbs up, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
Need a website? Go to Fiverr.com and find a programmer in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr and waste your time interviewing 50 programmers.
I prefer Code Director.
Next. Find your programmer quickly and easily.
Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Hot News. Hope you're enjoying your life. I just wanted to mention the fact that still we are down on the UFD Tech channel, so we're not uploading there. We're still here at Hot News because YouTube banned us. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can check out this video right up here. But suffice it to say, just a quick reminder, we do include the sources and timestamps for everything we talk about in these episodes of Hot News down below in the video description. And in case you want to catch this live and you actually want to have a discussion with me regarding the news, you can come follow us over at twitch.tv/UFDisciple. We do Hot News live every single weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Come join us. It's a good time. A lot of camaraderie is had, and you can learn what a spag bag is, or maybe not. I haven't brought it up in a while, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and talk about the news, which is number one, because of the things that are going on in the world with regards to the global pandemic and everything being shut down because of that, all of the events that we were expecting as tech consumers haven't been happening. That has apparently caused supply chains for tech industries to be thrown into massive upheaval with not very much clarity on what's going on. And you add this into the fact that Intel, Nvidia, and AMD are tending to be more secretive about their launches going forward. This report coming out of DigiTimes is saying that the global supply chain has been confused, and it may actually cause issues when it comes to launching these products, because the companies that help them with assisting in these launches, such as motherboard manufacturers, AIB partners, anything like that, they might not have have all of the information that they need on launch to actually come out with the products that we're seeking. So it could potentially be that the launches that we're expecting to see later this year of the RTX 30 series, of Big Navi, of other various things, Zen 3 perhaps, those might be hampered by the fact that their supply chains haven't been properly briefed and
so we had time to like sprint into the cover. Look at the lag, guys. Look at that. Oof. Server's fucked. Like, it taking like 10 seconds for loot to even begin looting.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a bunch of DDoSes and shit going on all over the place. I wonder if it's affecting the servers. Coming out to you, I think. Bomb didn't kill this guy. What did that guy have?
Yeah, checkpoint key, SKS, a few other bits, if you want it.
I'm sorry.
I think he's shooting
See how long that took?
BP out of this SKS. Might be worth you taking it.
Yeah, yeah,
Something
yes.
lethal. I'm on the other one, the other guy that I killed.
Is there any reason for picking things up and dropping them? XP. Picking them up gives you XP. If I don't want it, I drop it afterwards.
Ammo and an SKS on his body.
Like, see below my webcam here? If I pick this up,
looting his body.
7 XP for picking it up. No, I'm in calf.
Okay.
Coming out now.
It's over by Jen. We're gonna loot.
The BB one or the one I killed?
The one you killed hasn't really got much. Just had a Saiga with no ammo.
Scouts get XP too. Yep. It doesn't transfer. It doesn't transfer.
Oh bloody hell! There's 2 dead people here.
To your PMC, but your scab has his own level, so you might as well.
I got sniped.
Does the scale actually level? Yep. See here? Level 17. Just mag dumping my SKS a sec. Oh, I already looted these. They had nothing when I got here.
Definitely got wazzed by that M62 sniper.
Yep. I need a PSO scope if you see one, because I've got an OPSKS with a mount on it.
Where are you, Breaky Boy?
Where are you, Breaky Boy?
Dark Knight.
Oh, I bet he's doing bloody... I bet he's just sat there doing cabinets like a cretin. What are you doing, Break?
No, it's already been looted. Gotcha.
Rotten.
That guy's in a 1KS.
Welcome back to the 42nd, soldier.
Towards K's. Walking about with a red and white top on. I'm over on the other bunker, Chris.
What are the city colours, Break?
Side. Red, apparently.
Thank you for the resub, Kylo Run. How you doing?
What?
City colours.
Blue.
What kind of blue?
Like baby.
Baby blue? Shaky?
A little baby blue, lad.
I want my baby back ribs.
Chili baby back ribs. Is that a Scottish accent then? Chili.
This fat bastard, isn't it? I want my baby back ribs.
Ribs.
Okay, it is.
Disgusting.
Well, it was one of yours.
I'm in chopper side.
Oh, okay, I'm in blue.
Ooh. Might circle round up the mountain. See what's going on.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, yeah, sniper.
Snipey boy.
What have you spawned in with? M700?
Yes.
You firing 61?
Oh.
Or an M61.
Hope you're all having a wonderful day, chat.
Ooh.
Love your butts. Also, that's you in it, Breaky Boy.
Someone fighting in the deli alley.
A dirty deli alley, you say?
I'm at tents. Still in Dark Knight.